Greetings ladies and gentlemen, Adrian here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another news drop. Let's get straight into it, beginning with Bless Online. Bless in the West on Steam is shutting down. Developers NeoWiz posted the announcement on Steam thanking everyone for playing the game, and the lights officially go out on September 29th, 2019. Starting on the 10th of June, all sales of digital products will go offline, and in-game XP bonuses, loot drops, and more will be turned on, or turned up rather, for the remainder of the game's life. Gotta be honest, I'm really surprised that Bless Online lasted this long after its calamitous launch. NeoWiz, of course, isn't throwing the towel in for the IP entirely, since its other game, Bless Unleashed, is still a go for the Xbox One, so I guess all the eggs are now in that basket. If you've never heard of Bless or just want to watch another review for the final time to remember what happened at launch just over a year ago, check out my review in the card on the top right of the screen or in the description box below. On that note, what do you folks think? Deserve shutdown or no? The Elder Scrolls Online will be having its Bethesda E3 showcase this Sunday, 9th of June, on the Bethesda Twitch channel at 8:30 p.m. EDT. And you do not want to miss this one because we're going to see the next part of the content update teasers for the Season of the Dragon, and we're already halfway through it since the Elsewhere chapter has dropped. This could be the new Dungeon DLC, and maybe even the new DLC in Q4. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, if you haven't linked your Bethesda or ESO accounts to Twitch, do so, because watching the stream will give you a brand new Clouded Sench Leopard mount delivered in-game on June 10th. Additionally, Bethesda was interviewed by US Gamer magazine this week and has revealed that the game now has over 13.5 million players total, and it gained 2.5 million new players between late December 2018 and February 2019 alone, which was when the Season of the Dragon reveal hype was at its peak. Game director Matt Fire says that the one Tamriel update was probably the best decision they've made. I'll link the article below. ArenaNet has teased a new raid coming to Guild Wars 2 next week on the 11th of June called the Key of Adazim, so it's time to prepare yourselves, raiders. Going live on the same date is a new event where players need to defeat several world bosses in Central Terria affected by condensed ley energy. And you'll have to bring the essences to Skrit near the Mystic Forge, and in return you can craft some shiny weapons, which apparently can get even shinier. This event will run until the 25th of June. On a separate note, for Guild Wars 2, the meta event rush has been completed, at least on the North American servers at time of recording this, but I'm pretty sure EU are done as well at Tier 5. So in case you missed it, this event brought together the entire community to run a series of meta events in Terria for boxes of goods that has a very rare chance to drop some really expensive infusions if you got lucky. I did a lot of this over the past week, and it's great to see older metas in the Ore region being done, plus the Serpent's Ire in Vabi that got a nerf, and more people are running that too. Overall, I think we've proven that community events like these are great for Guild Wars 2 because it's such a community-driven and centric game, and I think we'd like to see more in-game that'll give us something else to do while waiting for new content. Onward to Black Desert we go, and there's lots of news here. I sat through the entire 2-hour keynote presentation for the scoop today, so let's begin with the new class. BDO, for the first time ever, is getting a specialist class called a Shai. What does a specialist class mean? It means she isn't just made for all-out combat. She's a support class specializing in healing and buffs and has less skills than every other class out there. The Shai uses a big boomerang for a weapon, has access to donkeys and unique donkey skills, and the class also starts out with master level at gathering and alchemy, the latter being able to make bonfires for other players, which has social functions too. If you play the Korean version, you'll get early customization for the Shai class beginning on the 12th of June, while all other regions get it on June 19th. You can already pre-register for the class on the official websites right now. The keynote also dropped news about the Great Sea Expedition update, and to me it sounds like BDO is adding some Atlas or Sea of Thieves style gameplay, so it will be coming in 2 updates. The Great Expedition will include all new sea content, featuring new warships where players can hire their own ship crews and guilds can build an ultimate warship and have players manning the cannons. The surrounding islands contain story content, new races, barter activities, and more, plus a new weather system like tides and winds will affect your travel on the high seas. Remember that PvE group content teased a while back? Well, it isn't dungeons. Instead, it's a new activity called the Altar of Blood, where players will use their own gear in a defense-style game to protect their relic from hordes of monsters, and must rely on communication, timing and strategy to succeed. It requires 3 players in a group, has a ranking system, and one really wonders why Perlibus just doesn't understand. Lastly, for BDO, other updates include a universal UI change coming for both PC and console, the ability to interact with NPCs on horseback now, and news that the Audi-Lita update is on track for a winter 2019 release. Update 24, Veils of Anduin, is now live on the Lord of the Rings Online. That means the new 64-bit client is here and it's awesome. If you haven't tried it, the launcher now will have a checkbox under options to select the new 64-bit version and you're all set. Loading times and performance overall has improved for me personally, so let's hear your story. As for Update 24, the Quest Pack is free for all VIP players and non-subscribers. You can get it for $14.95 LOTRO points in the cash store. This is a pretty big update featuring over 150 quests and deeds for players at the level cap of 120. Purchasing the pack will also include a brand new 6-man fellowship instance, aka a dungeon, and the Black Book of Mordor continues, of course, with chapter 9.1, and you can pick it up from Durin at Skarhald, which will lead you all the way to the new Veils of Anduin play area. Oh, and before I forget, yes, the new virtue system is live as well, so remember to log in and re-equip the virtues you want to level to the cap of 60. Blade and Soul players, June 19th is going to be a pretty big day, as it's when the EMPYREAN Shadows update goes live. The battle for salvation continues in Act 10, The Gathering Dark, and players will journey on to the EMPYREAN Citadel, meeting new allies and facing familiar foes, all in an effort to stop Mushin. The update features a third-class specialization for the Kung Fu Master and Blade Master, alongside new content like the Warped Citadel. Expect system updates as well for itemization and gear, arena and battlegrounds tweaks, and a bunch more. And for the first time ever in Blade and Soul, fishing will officially be an activity you can do in this new update. Once players have completed Act 10, the fishing tutorial will be made available at the Fish Belly pub in Sapphire Basin. Now, you will need to be level 60 in order to fish, and finding fishing locations are easy since they are marked with a new icon on the map. You will need bait, of course, but the rewards are pretty worth it. I'll link the fishing FAQ below for you to learn more. Finally, for Blade and Soul, the Korean version has released a teaser trailer for the upcoming Archer class headed to the game, so those of you playing on NA and EU, get ready for it. KURTZPEL, or KURTZPEL, is now available worldwide, ladies and gentlemen. Following the North and South American launch this week, the free-to-play anime action MMORPG has launched on Steam for both Europe and Asia. There has been some tweaks between the 2 early access launches, including changes to character stat redistribution, supply boxes, in addition to 2 new PvP missions, and a host of other quality of life improvements. This is an MMO that's been getting a lot of coverage around the block, and I've yet to play it since I was waiting for the Asian launch on Steam, but now that it's here, I guess it's time to fire up another review. If this is your first time hearing about KURTZPEL, or KURTZPEL, it is a third-person anime-inspired action battle game created by the developers of Grand Chase and Sword Online. In KURTZPEL, classic action game dynamics are enabled when players outfit their characters with 2 separate jobs called Karma, and you can swap between them interchangeably mid-combat. Players can enjoy various 2v2 PvP modes with a smart automated matchmaking system, or player-created 1v1, 2v2, or 3v3 custom missions. Or players can embark upon a larger-than-life raid-style quest-driven battle system against big bad boss monsters. Once I get the time, I'll jump in for a quick look and I'll share my thoughts. Moving on now, Warlords Awakening, a previously buy-to-play isometric MMORPG on Steam, announced this past week that it will be shutting down. That's 2 game closures on a news drop video. That's a first. Anyway, some of you might know Warlords Awakening by its original name, Elite Lords of Alliance, before its rebranding and relaunch on Steam. Needless to say, the game didn't have much success, and having played it myself, there just wasn't anything unique or worth shouting about. The lights go out on the 28th of June, but you can play it for free now if you're just curious to see what it's all about, and the entry fee has been dropped, and all the cash shop items are kaput. According to sites, no in-game events or special XP bonuses have been turned on for this one, so that's that. In the not-so-MMORPG section of this news drop, let's talk a little bit about Destiny 2 and the game's future direction to transition into an MMO model. I'm not making this stuff up. This was mentioned in an IGN article where they spoke to GM Mark Noseworthy and game director Luke Smith ahead of Destiny 2's Shadowkeep announcement. According to Bungie, they will be cutting down on the various versions of the game that are available and will offer a la carte versions instead moving forward, which means no need for the annual pass. In the future, players will now be able to jump into the different modes they want with New Light, without having to go through all the expansions, unlocking them one by one, or buying them in bundles. And the exact quote in the article says it wants to emulate the MMO models out there, like the Elder Scrolls Online. However, that just means giving players further options and expanding the world as a whole without changing too much of their core action gameplay. And fun fact here, both Destiny 2 and the Elder Scrolls Online are on the list of games launching when Google Stadia debuts. And last but not least, this has nothing to do with the MMORPGs with this one, but it means a lot to me, so I just wanted to say the kid in me is screaming enjoy, because if you haven't heard the news, Baldur's Gate 3 has been announced, and it's being made by Larian Studios, the folks behind Divinity Original Sin, and I cannot think of a better pairing. More importantly for me, this game has a special place in my memory for all the RPG goodness I've had with it back in the day, and I cannot wait. On that note, how excited are you guys, all you old-timers and RPG fans, for Baldur's Gate 3? Let me know. And that's all I've got, folks. E3 is happening really soon, and I'll be covering it for work, so if there's anything good, I'll be sure to share it on my channel, so stay tuned. Hit the like button for more on MMOs, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and get notified on all my latest uploads. Have a great weekend, everybody. Once again, I'm Adrian, and I thank you for watching. Hey folks, thanks so much for watching that video. If you guys want to watch more, you can click the subscribe button at the bottom there, or somewhere over here. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notified on all my latest videos. So I'll see you guys at the next vid. Take care.